So thank you for coming. And yeah, I've been doing this all my life, so it's natural to me. And but when I come back, I don't remember anything because I've gone to a higher state of being, and it's very lovely. Now, should I christen?
There's a small one if that's making you uncomfortable.
What does it say? Me 40. I demand a recount. Okay.
That was a while ago. Are you comfortable with that?
That's perfect. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so just get comfortable, get relaxed. Yep. So we're gonna go clockwise. If you don't have a question or you're on the spot, just say pass, and we'll probably finish with Bertie at the end, but they might initiate more. We'll see. Okay.
See you.
See you soon. Blessings and love. We come to you from Saint Germain's loving light, from White Eagle, and from Master Thoth. For just like through the emerald tablets, there has been much awakening and much uncoincidences which have been happening. For you have all been brought together for this powerful gathering, and there is much work being done, seen and unseen. We would like to inform each and every one of you of the preciousness of the sacred space around you and within you, and all that which is expanding in its nature. We would like to invite the first question.
Thanks for being here in my home. In the card I picked, Mastering Emotions. On my path to master myself and my emotions, what tools do I need and what guidance could you give me?
The tools that you need are all within. For your treasure box toolkit is always within you. But you are just starting to utilize more of the tools which you have. Through rather like unscrewing a screw, tightening a screw, hammering a nail in, using the computer, connecting to higher intelligence. What you have been doing is you have been developing on your path of trust, of faith, and of patience by working with your toolbox of consciousness. It is important for you to emphasize on the message of patience, for your true love and life that you deserve is just around the corner when you fully master your patience and your restlessness. For you have a lot of restlessness which you have to diffuse and delegate into external situations around yourself. Rather like the message of Saint Germain, the I am presence, you need to invoke and to express all that which you are and which you are going to. For your path is one of evolutionary expansion and integration of all that which brings success. There is the need to heal any family traumas and dynamics, for there have been family emotions put on you and pressures which have not been yours. It is important to break free from past limiting relationships and allow your true light, your true twin flame to bring you upwards in the expansion of all that which who you are. You are indeed a being of great giving, and through utilizing the power of your toolbox, You can also learn to use some of the tools to reboost your life and to give to your life. For you often want to give to others more than you would give to yourself. But it is important to have the balance, to treat others plus to receive the gifts. This we are pleased for you are getting better at. And we see a lot of humour, a lot of joy around you, rather like the laughter yoga, you putting your own creative expression onto the life you are living. By mastering your emotions, you allow yourself to experience the weather, but the weather does not control you. For the emotions are the weather. The weather comes and goes, but it does not destroy you. And you understand that you are always in charge. For through empowerment, you can allow and create your future to making it the one you desire. There is the need for you to travel eastwards in the next few months, and we shall be assisting and supporting this adventure to the east. You are loved, dear one, and we commend all that you are and all that you are expanding upon. You have so much potential which is still waiting to be unleashed. This is just the beginning, dear one. We invite the next question.
I ask of the higher powers, is there a message for me on my current trajectory of my life?
Currently, where you are, there is a lot of accounting with numbers and with paperwork and documentation. We would love to see you feeling more free and expressive in all that who you are. We are seeing that in the numerological documentation and analytical interpretation, in one aspect with sales and business and progress, it is highly beneficial, and yet in another aspect, we are seeing the need for you to learn to relax more and for coming more into your true power. There is the need for you to connect and for you to merge, for you to join partnership with some other forces as your life is going from success to further success. There is an expansion of the reality which you are currently experiencing. There is in the importance for the sacred sounds and for you to understand serendipity is found with each and every moment. The month of December will bring much celebration and ceremonial explanation into your life. There is the need for you to amend your diet a little bit further, as there is some more variety that is coming to you, which will allow you to experience more tastes and experiences in your life. And reality, there is a need for you to work further with healing and with crystals, for you have healing abilities and healing hands which are waiting to be unleashed further. We invite the next question, dear ones.
What message do you have for me?
We have many messages for you, dear one. The spontaneity, the serendipity, it is important for you not to think that there is a coincidence for anything, for it is a divine synchronized event, rather in the orchestrated flow of the universe. There is a need for you to deepen your spiritual investigation and connection, and this is important, for there is the need for you to deepen exploring this further and further in all that you do and all that you are. We are rejoicing with you, and we are looking forward to exploring the potential of all that which you are expressing in your nature. We are seeing that there is change on the horizon, and you do not need to justify yourself to anyone, for we see rather a radical change of direction and situation coming to you, which involves, yes, much need for celebration and rejoicing, and do not need the need to remember you do not need to plan too much for what you are experiencing, and what you are going to experience involves an expansion of your family life and also a rather radical change of career. We invite the next question.
Thanks for being here. I'd also like to ask the message you have for me.
The message for you, dear one, is for you to unleash your dormant, creative, expressive abilities in relation to fashion, design, and that which brings you joy. For when you are on the path of joy, you are living more of the potential of all that which you are. You are very comfortable in the relationships around you, and you are rather good at thinking outside of the box. This is indeed needs to be commended upon and expanded upon. Indeed, for all those beings present, there is the need for expansion and integration of all that which you are experiencing. There is the need for the royal sapphire blue colour around you, and for you to connect with your Pleiadian origins, and also nature medicine, for the plants shall communicate to you and through you. There is a need to make sure you hydrate yourself enough, for you are going on deeper journeys of consciousness, and the fluidity of the messages are in need of lubrication from the oils and the liquids. There is the need to connect with a power animal, which is both a lion, puma, and eagle, and connecting with the strength and the power of that wisdom. There is also the need for you to journey more south to South America, and indeed to Asia in the near future yet again. There is a need for you to connect with the sounds that are always there, that cannot be heard by all beings. There is a need for you to paint more, dear one. We invite the next question, dear one.
Thank you. My question is, where should I focus the most in my life at home?
There is the need for you to combine the mathematical, scientific, spiritual, nature, medicine, interaction of collective experience into your direct experience and knowledge, therefore attaining wisdom. It is important for you to have a lot of variety and yet to become wise in that variety. For if you just focus on one ingredient, you shall just eat the bread. If you are to eat the bread, the butter, the cheese, you make a sandwich. If you are to eat the bread, the butter, the cheese, the soup, you make a sandwich and the soup. If you are to combine a drink with that, you have a meal. Then you have the starter, the main, the dessert. It is important in your understanding, the more variety you have, the better. It is less that you need to focus on one thing. It is more about integration and applying it to the variety and the diversity of all that you have experienced so far. Thus, you are on the path of attaining wisdom by connecting with your shamanic roots and then reaching your arms to the sky. There is the need for you to explore and investigate further mediumship, for knowing that the higher beings who have never really departed are still around you. For you invoke beings and you are not always aware of where they are from, be it plant, be it ether, be it other realms. There is the need to know where and what and who you are connecting to, dear one. This, therefore, will bring clarity and guidance in the life that you are not only living, but you are developing upon. There is the need to bring forth a young boy into this world. Therefore, you will be having a son in the next 2 years, dear one. We invite the next question.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for honoring us. I'm grateful for the channeler. I'm grateful for each of us here. Master Thoth, I'd like to ask about my connection to Emerald Tablets and my connection to Maat and further information, and what is my next step to go further. Thank you.
Your next step is one path that you have been on the last 2.1 weeks. Therefore, the last 15 days, you have been working on areas in your life of how to trust more, let go more, and allow yourself to go with the flow of spirit. This we are commending and congratulating you as you have nearly passed the test. The next 6 days will be that of further trusting, letting go of any of the fears of not being able to trust and feeling extra sensitive, to trust others and to trust yourself and to trust the higher beings. This is connecting with your past lives when you were around Jesus's Christ energy time, and also working with the emerald tablets. It is finding that emerald or diamond that is within your spirit. We are congratulating you yet again, and yet we are also motivating and inspiring you to constantly go from one exhalation to another exhalation and to propel yourself forwards and upwards. For it is less about going outwards, more about going upwards and merging now. At the beginning you found it hard. You were looking to go outside of yourself or to aspire to higher limits. But now you are on the path of knowing by merging you can merge with the higher realms, you can merge with the vibrations, you can merge with the foods, you can set yourself free and let go of control and allow the butterness. For the butterness is rather like when you place a buttercup underneath your chin. What happens is that you see the inner glow, not from the buttercup, but from your inner light, illuminating those around you that need to be buttercupped up. There are messages and no coincidences within everything that occurs, and every relationship, be it to plant, person, crystal, food, essence, memory, song, or vibration. Therefore, what the emerald tablets taught was for you to let go of the barriers and integrate by merging with that which is a higher level. The next 2.3 weeks shall bring forth much awakening on your journey and knowing you are supported and the need for sisterhood. For you were always in need of a sister, but things worked out differently. Now you have 5 sisters and one more on the horizon. For when you are connected with the 7 of you, your potential shall be infinite. We invite the next question.
I ask of my current life and what are my karmic lessons of this life? What is it that I need to let go of or correct in myself to better me in this particular journey, this particular life?
Excuse our language, but you have to stop taking on other people's crap. Far too much you try to sort out other people's problems, and it is not your problem. You can have compassion like Kuan Yin, and you can express the compassion through your merciful heart and your prayers. But you should not feel that you have to sort out their problems. By having compassionate love, you can empower and you can help to elevate them to a higher state of awareness and intelligence. Therefore, your life, you will be able to take a greater path of self-responsibility and be the driver of your driving seat. For you do not need to pass a test when you are the driver of your car. And yet you are always looking to re-educate yourself and to learn and to study something else. This is commendable indeed, but we would like for you to restart, to remember how to use these tools within yourself. And by using these tools within yourself, you can develop and you can apply it to your consciousness. And therefore you realize how wise you are, dearest one. There is a need for you to work with the crystals, the necklaces, the pendulums. For you often do something for you feel obliged to. You feel you must sort out other beings' problems. But we are reminding you that your life is one to relish, to enjoy, one to savor. And if you have excess food on your plate and there are beggars, okay, you can share. But you do not need to compromise your favorite ingredient. If your favorite ingredient is the cheese on the plate, you do not need to adjust your clothing, adjust your likes and give away all your cheese. You need to enjoy what you have ordered and to give what you are willing to share, which is not going to compromise your situation. Therefore, if you have £100 and there is a being in need, yes, by all means share that 10%. But remember that 90% is required for you to develop and to progress on your journey. Although you understand this, when you encounter and are faced for a situation, you would much rather give to the other than to give to yourself, and then you realize you have 50% and you need 60% of the petrol to get home. Therefore, its symbology is balance. Its symbology is about expansion of all that you are, and about really coming more now into your power, about what you shall accept and what you shall not. It is about being comfortable in your own skin, your own shell. We are seeing that your power animal is the turtle, and indeed you often overcompensate by helping others too much for the message of the long life and the safety, but that was connected with your past lives in Egypt, in India, in Israel, and in Victorian times. But that is something that can be transmuted now. For your path, you are loved, safe, and protected, and you are going to investigate all that which is eternal and eternal life. You can be any religion you choose to be, for you have had lives in many realms. We invite the next question.
What is my purpose in life?
Your purpose is to find contentment regardless of the situation. Your purpose is about how to be a wild child, how to think outside of the box, how to do that which has not been done before. It is important for you to constantly break out of any self-imposed limits, and to understand you do not have to be anything which is your parents, your friends expect. You do what brings you joy and learning, and you personally learn through direct experience. Therefore, less with the books, more with the direct experience and application. There is a need for you to bake the cake of your life with the ingredients you are always seeking, knowing that they are always within you. There is a need for you to work more with the red colour, for sometimes you like it, sometimes it repulses you, but the red is needed for connecting with the love that you are ready to absorb. Your future, your life, is one of expansive nature and one of the compassionate heart towards yourself. There is the need to journey to explore both withinwards and outwards. The purpose of your life is to be able to communicate, to directly communicate with higher beings. For there are no things on earth which does not have a higher original port of departure. All originates from much a purer source, dear one. There is a need for you to work with the angels. We invite the next question.
I've been having health issues for the past couple of years, and
Digestive.
yes, digestive issues.
Straight away we are seeing the digestive issues, the Crohn's, the inflammation, the autoimmune things that needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, I was wondering if I'm having some liver issues, like or gallbladder or some sort, that's directly related to colon issues as well. Is there anything concerning about that that I should be doing, taking care of? But the second part of the question is, the fear sometimes gets so overwhelming that it stops me from the joy of the living the moment, or stops me from the desires I have in life, like having a baby. I delay them, so I delay living my life basically because of the fears. In case I get sick, in case there's something serious, so I shouldn't be having a baby, these kind of things. So what guidance would you give me in that? Or is there anything concerning about this liver, especially the liver I'm concerned about?
Feel the fear and do it anyway. You were born a little bit jaundiced anyway. This is something to remember. It is important that you get tested for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. There is the need to address the liver with the milk thistle, with the turmeric, and there is the need to readjust your diet with the warming foods, with some of the whole foods such as the millet, such as the mushrooms, the easy to digest foods, less of the foods with the seeds. There is the need for soft foods for your liver and gallbladder that is due to still holding on the need to forgive the memories of the past. Therefore, Ho'oponopono meditation is required. There is also the need for the milk thistle, the turmeric. There is also the need, as you have travelled internationally, for paristic investigation, anti-paristic diet. for there are liver flukes residing that need to be removed. It is also in need of patience to yourself, and as you are a light sleeper, you often have times of extreme tiredness and then insomnia. It is far greater to go to bed in the hours before 11 and definitely before the hours of 1 in the morning, for this is when your liver shall regenerate and your gallbladder regenerates 11 o'clock at night. There is the need to infuse the blue healing colour around yourself, for it is rather like your solar plexus has too much yellow and orange energy rotating, often clockwise, sometimes anti-clockwise. Therefore, sometimes you have loose bowel movements, sometimes you have the opposite extreme. This is because the bile is needing to be released. There is also the need of the pancreas to be cleansed and healing sent to. There are some sounds you can do to heal the liver and the gallbladder, and when you forgive those memories that are no longer serving you, it is advisable for you to start working with the crystals. How? For your personal situation, it is advisable for you to put the crystals in the water and then drink the water the next day. For the energies of the crystals, 2 to 3 crystals in fact, will dilute and purify that which needs to be purified. You need to have the colon not cleansed but rebuilt, for there is inflammation, infection and some ulcerative conditions there. Slippery elm is also advisable, okra and marshmallow and mucilage, for that will bring forth healing. It is advisable to stop with the fruits and eat more of the essential fats that is required, such as the selenium, the nuts, the Brazil nuts and the pine nuts are very good for you, especially when made into nut butter. In your situation, most beings are told to consume less salt. You are informed to add more salt. There is a need to add more salt to your diet. Necessary salt and more of the mucilage foods and the warming foods, the easy to digest things. There is a need for you to remember the wood, for the message of the wood is associated with the liver. Traditional Chinese medicine is something to investigate here. We invite the next question.
What's the purpose of me being here? Why am I here, and what do I need to hear?
In relation to here today or here on earth?
Here today.
You are here to experience higher consciousness. There is the need for you to connect with higher consciousness and also to remember who you are and where you've been. That higher consciousness is not coexisting outside of you, it is within you. The microcosm and the macrocosm. There is the need for you to work with sacred geometry and the octahedron. To go within the sacred geometry. When you eat any food, look at the sacred geometry. When you look at any tree, look at the sacred geometry. When you look at any part of your body, be it big or small, look at the sacred geometry. Sacred geometry of higher dimensional intelligence. There is a need for you to investigate that, to explore that, and for you to make up your heart's mind to which avenue you need to express and explore further, for you need to develop your consciousness a little bit further. You went very far, then you put everything on hold. Now there is a need to re-explore that again. There is the need also to be more on the vegetarian diet where possible. There is a need to reconnect with your roots and your stars. We invite the next question.
Thank you. I would like to ask if you have any further information, messages for me to review.
There is a need, whilst you are away on your next stage of spiritual work, to collect some feathers and to start writing with the feathers or painting. For you shall be assisting and working in sisterhood and partnership more and more as your abilities start to develop. There is the need to create the development circles again, for it is required, and the sacred space needs to be held, and everywhere where you go to start a little altar. That is required. There is the need for you to keep eating different foods, to keep dancing a different way, to keep traveling to different places. There is a need for you to let go of all preconceived expectations of who and what you thought you liked or were going to do. For then you shall unleash your true power, and just like letting an eagle off the chain, just like your life when you were incarnated in as Matt, you shall be free again. You have been chained up for too long. Free yourself, and your brother and your family shall be freed also, and you have a natural healing effect by holding space for those that are in need. This year will bring the 50,000, the message of the 50,000 for you, plus the additional from your spiritual. But you must know that the month of May shall bring clarity, and you must know that your future is bright. We invite one last question. Please decide between yourselves who shall have the last question.
You've got issues and stuff.
So yeah, actually it's
Thank you.
yeah, thank you first of all, and thank you all of you for giving me this question. Like I said, the health issues, thank you for the dietary information and everything else that needs to be done, but I was wondering about the baby and the guidance in the fear that stops me living my everyday life. Sometimes it gets so fearful that I just don't enjoy the moment. I make it hell, a life for me and for everyone I love around me. Is there anything that's concerning? And can I go have a baby, or should I not? Can I even have a baby with the health conditions that I have?
Feel the fear and do it anyway. And like we have advised regarding the crystals in the water, what happens when you place crystals in water? Their essence gets infused. Therefore, if you cannot let go of the fear or your difficult dynamics, what you can do is to infuse the love and to infuse the higher vibrations into the situation. When you focus like you can only see forward or backwards, then you can only go forward and backwards. We would like to give you the message of the owl. For the owl can spin its head right round and look in every single direction. It can hunt, it can fly, it can sleep, and it can be wise. Really, dearest, you are lacking wisdom in your life. You have a lot of experience, you have a lot of knowledge, but you have not realized that when you combine them together, Rather like when you combine bread and butter, you can start to make the basis of a sandwich. When you form the bread, the flour and the butter, you can start to make the cake. Without those two ingredients, you cannot attain wisdom. Therefore, what we are advising is for you, okay, say the flour is the fear. Say the butter is the love. If you cannot remove one, you may as well merge with it, infuse into it, and then before you know, your light, your love is illuminating and infusing the love into the situation, and miracles can be performed. Rather like Mother Mary. In fact, she gave birth being a virgin, immaculate conception. And it was only when she started having a relationship sexually that there were no more children born. Therefore, we wish for you to remember what is the magic you are seeking and what are the limits you are putting on yourself. Indeed, you are perfectly capable of having children, but indeed you must feel the fear and do it anyway, and just like the crystals infusing into the water, you must infuse your love and your higher essence into the situation. There can be no problem when the mind is directed, but when the mind is in control, your life can become hellish indeed, as you on earth would put it. Therefore, let your heart and spirit rule, and let your mind paint that which needs to be painted, within the lines, within the guidelines of what your spirit and your heart has put there. Your future is bright, dear one. No need to panic. We would like to finalize the ceremonial group today. We would like to bless you all and to bring forth the message of perseverance and of loving all that you do. For if you can infuse love into the situation, you can transform everything. Remember how loved you are. Goodbye, good love.
Goodbye, thank you.